Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros. John here, Nez in the background right now. And we got a brand new contest up in the lobby. So we've got a little Rottweiler action here. A 4 Max variety, a little hat tip to the fuck, I lost it. Nez, my bad. What is the MLB contest that is the 5 Max one? Oh,
Frozen rope.
Frozen rope. Oh, I was grooving too.
Wow, dude. Wow. I can't
Let's
believe you
get it.
forgot about the beloved frozen rope. I mean, that's
I'm a
just
frozen rope guy too. Oh,
squandered the lead, man. You almost had something special there for a moment, but it's
dude,
okay.
some guys just aren't show ponies, man. They're not built for the bright lights. The camera came on and I was in shambles.
It's okay. But yeah, what a banger. What a banger of a tournament that just dropped in the lobby there. 4 Max. And one of the coolest parts about it, $0 earned until you get to the semifinals. Very, very
Okay.
cool. Very, very
Um,
cool.
how
I
many
like that.
entries total?
We are looking at 13.5K.
That's pretty cool for a contest of that size to backdate all the money to pass the semis.
Yeah, no, that's fun, man. I like it's very cool that we have they have the opportunity to drop these different tournaments that are top heavier in that regard because we have so many larger, flatter payouts, which I think is all like very solid. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
play this if you don't want to.
Right. Yeah, no. And I think if you're gonna do like 2 max, 3 max, 4 max, this structure sets up so well for that. Like
100%.
comparatively. Yeah. Cause you want the ones that you're 150ing and the ones that are like the true sickle ones, they need to be a bit flatter.
Have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna bleed everybody dry. But $100 to play a tournament that like, you know, I don't give a shit about getting $35 back on a $25 entry whenever there's 4 entry max.
Right. Yeah, no, fully agree with you there. Yeah, I love that idea. I love some of these new structures that they are developing. GMs all around in the chat here. Nez, the cover boys have been slapping recently. Your Vinny P yesterday. He's the guy you need after being on the cover. Love to see it there. Man, we've been seeing some winners recently from the community. I haven't been in a ton of baseball doing a lot of this stuff I don't want to be doing the last week and a half here, running around trying to be a grown up for this marriage whole thing. I'm getting married next weekend, so I've just been doing a lot of like the prep stuff here, Best Ball Viper. But yeah, anyways, the I made a mistake last night. Well, it could be a good mistake. We were doing a little prep stuff, had a couple wobblies and stuff like that after my hockey game, after hanging out. Came home. It was pretty late. It was like 1 or something. I was like, "Man, I just got to fire BBM. Like, I'm still like, I've still got the post game shakes, right? Got to fire a BBM here. I might fall asleep and push the play, but I got to get in here. Couldn't fill a lobby because it was pretty late. And I was like 1 out of 12. I was 11 seats or whatever. So I just looked at that sweet multiple entry button there, Nez, and I put in 25. And then I was like, you know what? I need another 25. And then now we got ourselves 75 puppy slow bullets on. I voluntarily put myself in slow draft hell the wedding of the weekend of the wedding.
Okay, I thought at first you like did this on BBM and you were just like pushing the plane on BBM. That was gonna be
No.
like, hey man, like I'm concerned about you. If you do it honestly, the best part of the slow drafts are the beginning. It's great. Those are the
Yeah.
easiest picks to make. I literally because like I'm in the middle of slow draft palooza, we'll call it. It's not
Yeah.
hell. I
Let's call
willingly
it
did
slow
this.
draft heaven. Let's flip the narrative on slow
Somebody
draft.
already said slow draft heaven. The
Oh,
sidekick boys said slow draft heaven, which
okay,
is very
okay.
good. We're slow draft palooza now. So I'm in slow draft palooza. I look for the earliest pick to go because those are the easiest ones. You've second round picks, third round picks. That's where
Yeah.
it's at. When you have to make your 16th round pick and you're analyzing correlation and you're seeing who's stacked, seeing who isn't stacked, looking at your bringbacks, that's when you start to see some smoke coming out. Yeah, the gears are getting stuck in the head. Like, oh shit! Like, do the Bengals play? Who are they playing in the week 17 again? And yeah, but you're gonna have fun. You're gonna have fun.
I love it. That's a good one. Eli got me here. Married to the game. Married to the game now with that move. Love it. Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah. Tons of GMs in the chat. Good seeing everyone here. Yeah, we're jamming on a Friday. GA, come on, man. Yeah, we pushed our tea time back a little bit. All right. Newbie dropping the alpha in the chat for us. Another one coming
Whoa.
within the hour. So let's be on the lookout for that one because I know that there was a flock tournament that dropped last night that a lot of people just flat out missed out on, right?
Yeah, I mean that that flock one was gone in an hour. I'm not
Yeah.
even exact. It was gone in an hour. But I guess it had to be that size because he wanted the 1-1-2-1-2 semis and quarterfinal and semifinal. I don't know if you saw the structure at all.
I did not. No.
So it's 1 out of 12, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2 with a smaller final or whatever. But it's kind of awesome. I think to go heads up, head to head and semis and in the quarterfinals and semifinals, like pretty dope. But they had to do 1 out of 12, I guess, to make it like a smaller final.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool there. Yeah, when flock 2, I don't know, maybe interesting. Numi said there. Okay. There is a flock 2, but that's not what he's teasing right now. Okay, cool. All right, cool. I like it. People are asking us when Badge Bros brawl. That is a new question here. I don't know.
I mean, John, here's the thing. In our contract negotiations, things got pretty heated, right? There was some
very heated.
Some mud was flung, and I don't know if we were able to squeeze that in to the negotiations. I mean, it was pretty heavy there. So hopefully we can we got that squeezed into the contract. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it's coming for the people soon. We'll make some wrinkles and some adjustments potentially to the format and the structure and stuff like that. Get a little creative with it, but we hope that one comes to fruition ever so shortly, eh, Nez?
We'll see. We'll see what they can do.
All right. Let's hop in something right here, right now. Let's do football first. Actually, I want to give a little shout out to my guy Easy. Where was the Easy's hanging out? He's going to be jumping on later with Davis Maddox. So go check that out later today. But yes, the shout outs I wanted to give was the baseball ones because I said, fucking, you're clowning me because I'm not jumping in something after promising.
I mean, like, how many lobbies just filled, dude? I mean, like, we're on a delay. You say, let's hop in something right now. Like, we there's a lobby filled with our listeners, so now nobody can join us.
Okay, hold on. Let's do this. All right, fine. Okay, actually, I probably got to give it a refresh because I didn't give it a refresh there. But I got to give some community shout outs, dude, because Brad took down another baseball slate in there somewhere. I mean, I haven't been in all of them. Where am I going here? The Rottweiler. Let's do it. Yeah, new college football one. 20-second clock, too. We're back to the 20-second clock. This is going to throw us for a loop on the stream. All right, we got 3 more spots in this one. Yeah, but I want to give a shout out. I saw A. Rosen, Allen, Evergreen. He's killing it this season. Took down a couple more after a brief hiatus there. Wanted to give a shout out to Ben Roethlisberger. Took down one last night. That's the second time he's done one. I know he hangs out in the hoops thread sometimes there. So just got to give a hat tip to that one. Whom else did I miss, Nez? Anyone else in the baseball streets I've missed recently?
I mean, I don't know if you mentioned Zakarian lately, but Mike Zakarian has been messing around with the baseball stuff, man. He's got himself a nice little resume this season. Decent little ROI for the kid. So he will tell you though that he's absolutely lost without Red Sox on the slate. But when the Red Sox are hot, look for Mike at the top of the leaderboard, Boston kid. But yeah, shout out Mike. Yeah, there he is in the chat, baseball guy.
That's good, man. Yeah, he's baseball multi-sport triathlete now. You love to see it. Love the guys converting like this. Um,
GA with the
Newbie
Influencer
suggesting,
101.
yeah, I love to see it. Goes with the CMC there. Newbie suggesting that the new contest coming will be less than $90 total to max. So good price point variation after dropping a $25 one to drop a little bit of the lower stakes variety as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm like right now doing some we'll make this pick, but I wanted to like get your thoughts on my strategy for the rest of this best ball season.
Ooh,
Mm,
this is Jefferson for me. I know it's
yeah.
Bijan for you.
Yeah. Bijan's falling. So like I don't know that I have to take him so like where I was taking him before anymore.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But
And you'll still get yours?
yeah, I still think I can get to where I want to get. So I'm thinking I'm going to probably be in about 100 slow drafts for the rest of the season. That seems to be a good limit for me. It's a lot, but it's manageable. And I'm finishing up a huge wave of slow puppies. And I was thinking, like, I have 40 slow puppies left to max. Do I want to do those slow puppies for 100K to first, or should I blast off slows and like get some more weekly winners equity, get some more eliminators done, get maybe some marathons in? What do you think? Because like there's really at this point, like the best ball lobby is my oyster. I've got the 1K best ball drafts locked. Like it's already basically done. So I could do whatever I want at this point. What do you think?
I would do weekly winners right now just
Yeah.
because it's a nice overarching diversification tool. It'll give you some in-week sweat equity that you're probably going to want exposure to instead of having all your, thrill and whatever post dated. Like it would be so fun to just be looking at your stuff on a Sunday and be like, oh shit, I got a Monday night sweat with weekly winners, and we could talk about it on the show and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So selfishly, I want you to do that.
Okay.
And I think it's going to feel versed. So
Eliminators pushing for it, man. It's gonna be neck and neck. But once those two fill, I think then marathon is gonna like skyrocket. I don't know, with the marathon fill rates, is it maybe just like the nature of these season long contests? Like, drafters always does season long stuff and like it always overlays. Do you think like season long stuff is just like prone to overlay because people want to wait for more info? Or is it just like less fun?
I think it's a combination of both. Yeah,
Okay.
but I do think the structure of it doesn't. Ooh, I like this pushing up the Cooper Cup and doing the double there. We're back on the clock here. Chris Olave been falling a little bit in rooms recently. We got the Adams, we got the Ayuk. We could do something funky with Neighbors or Saquon. We got 8 seconds.
Let's do Neighbors, man.
Fuck yeah, let's have some fun.
Yeah, who doesn't want Malik Neighbors on their team?
I did one of the slow puppies this morning. I had the 112 and I did the Marvin Harrison Neighbors double tap.
Oh, nice.
Like, why not?
Hell yeah. Why not?
We're doing all of those contests. You're doing one $5 one there. Like, why not spend $5 and fuck around, find out with the 2 highest drafted wide receivers this year?
I will say, if you are feeling FOMO on Malik Neighbors and you want to get equity somehow, some way, just do a weekly winners draft. You can get him in like the 4th round. So, like,
Wow.
Yeah, running backs are really pushed up over there, and I think it makes sense. I mean, shout out to the Pete After Dark with Michael there. Definitely check that out. He makes a pretty solid case for giving credence to running backs and having a good one in your flex being important. So you can get these fun wide receivers pretty late in weekly winners.
We get a little bit of a Devonta Smith fall back to kind of like where he used to go. I would vote Kyron though. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's do Kyron.
I'm a Kyron bull, man.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. The Kyron emergence to me just like raises such a good question. I mean, we're always wondering like what makes a good running back. Is it the physical traits? It clearly is not the physical traits alone because we have a lot of.
You mean in general?
In general, like what makes a running back successful for fantasy? Because Kyron is like exhibit A of like physical traits not being the 101 of what you need for a running back to be successful. He was not a freak at the combine. He's not a physical specimen, but like he's a good football player. Like he just there's good. So how it makes me wonder about like just other backs and other situations as well, and who is maybe being inflated because of things that don't matter.
Right. Okay. Well, I think Zamir White would be the first one that comes to mind. Like fits that mold of like, maybe he's not checking all the athleticism boxes, but he's giving us that little like hybrid Fugazi of guaranteed touches, lead role, like that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making a bull or a bear case for him. I'm just saying it kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah, I guess like also how many other teams could Kyron go on and still be drafted where he's drafted to?
Very, very few.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very few.
Like for sure the Niners.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, he would obviously go higher on the Chiefs, but like I just find it interesting.
No. I think it's
because like the lack of physical traits, does that mean the bottom could fall out as well? Because
absolutely.
like is there sustainability there?
Yeah, or it also makes him more likely to be like usurped by his own teammate, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do Amari or Pacheco. Who would you like?
Amari. Let's go Amari.
Okay. I don't
we bury
Amari.
We bury ourselves at wide receiver way too much on these shows. So let's do a stream draft for once.
Let's play into what everybody else in the world is playing into. Easy dropping some alpha in the chat here.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he's saving it for his appearance or not, but he's suggesting that he has the next Kyron. He knows who the next Kyron is.
What's easy more likely to do? Drop it in the comments of a 50 viewer stream, or save it for the Davis show. Come on.
I mean, he is a man of the people, and he said no. He can tell you.
Easy's not one to. I mean, it's gonna have the same effect if he drops it on Davis's show too. So you can.
Yeah, it's true.
But now there's pressure, and now like, is this take even serious? You know what? I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't even want to know. He's trolling. He doesn't know.
1% owned currently. I love this so much. Let's make this next pick and then talk through some of the news here. We got friends and family here. We got Big Thad in here. We got GA. We got copper prices. Holy shit. We got Perilla. We got the Ciroc. We got Fully Loaded, who was doing the same thing as me last night, apparently, because I swear he's in every slow puppy with me. So I think he too might have had a couple of the wobblies and then just went for it. Oh man, easy dropping some alpha here. This is not the name I was expecting to see.
Well, we were
Nez, what do you like?
Can I give you a crazy call? I like Rachaad White.
Okay.
You can override me for a wideout.
Let's do it. I'll listen to you. I mean, I get the bull case with Rachaad White. I did see a tweet this morning from Liam suggesting that like maybe the pendulum swung too far with this tier of like Pacheco going up, but James Cook and Rachaad White, who were going around him all pre-BBM season, are not following suit. I do see it. But
I think just the more I think about Rachaad White, the more I'm just like, this dude's a smash.
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting usurped in his own backfield, like by his own merit. You know what I mean? Like it would take an injury for him to lose the usage that he's going to get, and the usage that he is going to get is going to be crazy. He's a bell cow. He's not built like one, but he is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, especially comparative to his backfield mates. And we've tried to pick a winner in that Tampa Bay backfield for years now and never been right. We did try to do the Vaughn thing. We tried to do the Sean, whatever his name was last year. We just try and pick
Sean
a guy
Tucker,
Sean Tucker. Yeah. We try and do something every single year that isn't the guy who's been there or the guy who was inefficient the previous year. And then lo and behold, it's Rachaad White, it's Lenny Fournette, it's whatever year over year, right? And yeah, maybe new staff and stuff like that. They don't lean as heavy on early down running and stuff like that. But he proved himself as a pass catcher last year. So yeah, he's kind of a 3-down back in my mind.
Yeah, like he's gonna be up there for like top 5 in receptions for all running backs. Gonna be top 5 in carries. Decent offense.
I would vote Brian Thomas or JSN here. What do you like?
I'm cool with Brian Thomas.
Okay. Like, here's one of the problems in taking Rachaad White is like you get the Joe Mixon fall here, and it's just like, we can't capitalize. And if you 2v2 like Mixon and Keenan Allen versus like White and Thomas, like I take the Mixon and Keenan Allen every single time.
Yeah.
So that like from a structural standpoint, especially when we start with Kyren, I rarely do 5th round running back on this side of the board. But yeah, I mean, dare to say we're getting unique, Nez.
No, I mean that's totally fair, right? It's essentially like I totally understand that. I guess it's a bet that Rachaad White is going to outperform Mixon, and we need Mixon to have like a season where he needs to kind of have like a Najee type season where people are like over projecting receptions for Mixon, and that's not going to be there like what was there from his Cincinnati days. And he's also not like exceeding 800 yards because they're throwing so much, and Dameon Pierce looks good. So it's essentially a fade on the guys behind White. And I think that, we got Mixon. He still hasn't practiced yet. So yeah, it's not like as absurd as I think. I mean, okay. But that 2v2 is totally fair. Like you're obviously not wrong.
I wanted JSN. I'm trying to pack my JSN bags, especially after the bullish Geno news.
Lad dip or
yeah, I think we just gotta take Lad because we're at that stark break in wide receiver right now.
Did you hear Harbaugh's quotes on Lad? Or on Herbert rather?
Yeah, I heard the Herbert stuff because the Herbert foot, walking boot and stuff right now, plantar fasciitis. Don't know how long it's going to be, that sort of thing. Is that what you're alluding to or something else?
Well, Harbaugh's comments specifically.
Okay, what was the actual comment?
He essentially said that he's not qualified to listen to symptoms. Essentially, like they're like, do you know how Herbert was feeling this season? Like, I'm not qualified. Like, bro, you can ask a dude if his foot hurts. You don't need a PhD. You don't need an MD to know if your quarterback has a sore foot or not. That's symptomatic. And it was just like, I don't know. I'm not qualified to, like, such a football guy.
Yeah, that's the coach's equivalent of I'm here so I just don't get fined or whatever.
Ridiculous. But obviously things are not looking good. But it's just a buying opportunity for Charger stuff. Like I'm going to take them at these discounted prices for sure.
Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, we were in on him beforehand. So, like, why not carry on at a more palatable price tag?
Exactly, right? I mean,
let's hit on a couple things in the chat here. We got to address Easy calling Miles Sanders this year's 1% drafted Kyren. Hashtag follow the money. They basically can't cut him because they don't get anything for it. We've joked on this program multiple times that he's going to tilt the world because he's going to get the first carry for that team in week 1. And everyone's going to go, what the hell? And he's going to play the first series and whatnot. I know it goes against your Chuba bags, but I don't think it's next Kyren, but I do see the path in which he is alluding to here.
I think Sanders is the next Kyren, but it's not on the Panthers.
Oh, that's a fun one. Then it has to probably happen next year if it doesn't come via trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there's opportunities in other backfields.
Interesting. Okay. Nez, we could do a Sutton thing. We could do we could do a Joshua Palmer double, or we could just take this Brooks kind of mini fall.
Brooks Fall is fine here because we got some coverage for him, and we can make this like a 4 or a 5 RB team here. Don't
Yeah.
see a lot else that like I'm excited about.
Yeah. Quarterback and stuff too. We got back stacks for days here. I guess like kind of this feels like a Deshaun and Herbert team in my mind is like what I chalk it up as. Which opens the door to like a nice next pick here. But I'm open to other suggestions. That's just where my mind goes. It's a fun one here from John suggesting that Miles Sanders goes to the Cowboys at the trade deadline and then Brooks gets 100% run. There you go.
Yeah, Miles Sanders on the Cowboys would be nuts.
Mm-hmm. Copper prices. We got Brooks and Amari. All his guys are coming to us. That's what happens, man. I got that Vancouver aura. Now that you visited, I just got a sniff of it. You know, I'm like, yeah. I hope you had a good time in Whistler and Van City, man. Can't wait to hear some more about it there because I unfortunately missed you while you were here. So
we got 5 wide receivers here, like some pretty solid capital in all of them, but Thomas and Ladd could like stumble out of the gate, but I'm not like itching to grab. Yeah, I'm cool with Njoku or one of these running backs.
Feels like a good double stack here. Deshaun Watson having a scheduled non-throwing day today, which is like not the best news in the world when a quarterback has scheduled off days to not throw, but they're clearly working him back from the shoulder. GA saying bullish news already. Hurt just not significant. I mean, yeah, like it was just like the follow up today was that all the testing and stuff came back negative and it's like a non-issue kind of deal. That's what I saw on the Athletic this morning. So I was kind of just taking that at its word that we got bullish after that. I guess the other talks of the town right now are the Marshawn Lloyd red shirt news, Nez, or non-news, depending how you interpret, whether you think like AJ Dillon is ahead on the depth chart there. And then the other one that is the CEH one, man. CEH dealing with some mental health shit, which you hate to see. And he has had some weird spells of like throwing up and been hospitalized and that sort of stuff. So
CEH?
Yeah, man. It's on I think it's on Chiefs. Here you go. Chief CEH shares experience with PTSD. Levitan retweeted something about it this morning from a different source as well there. And then there were some coaches' comments about Deneric Prince versus CEH as well. So, yeah, I don't know. That backfield maybe a little more ambiguous than initially thought.
Yeah, I mean, Deneric Prince has already passed him in ADP, and I don't see how that really changes.
Yeah, interesting.
And that Marshawn Lloyd redshirt year was a quote from a person who runs a Packers blog.
Okay.
And
wasn't anyone of significance.
Roto World ran with it because not a lot of news. So
got it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to know. News. Good to know. All right. Nez, we could go triple stack with Judy. Don't love it. We could do Gabe Davis to set up the Lawrence, and we could make this a Lawrence and Brian Thomas team. We could do Goddard and shut it down at tight end. I kind of like that one, to be honest.
Yeah, let's do Goddard.
Okay. Downs getting some buzz as well. I don't know. I saw a little nugget.
Only one of the top 3 Colts wide receivers are catching passes from Joe Flacco, and it's not Pittman and it's not Downs.
Yeah, that's a good little nugget there as well. And then they were talking about the rapport, the uncanny rapport between Downs and Richardson this morning.
I didn't see that, but that's bullish.
Yeah, they were kind of just. It was kind of like a. I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of like taken out of context. Fuck. Did we just get a naked Trevor Lawrence? He's got Ingram and Kirk. It's all
okay.
That's good. And actually, I'm not as mad because we didn't take Gabe Davis. We're
Yeah,
good.
that's true.
We're good. Reacted before thinking that. John's saying that CH has been dealing this for 5.5 years. Just opened up about it. Okay, that's some good context. Thank you for that, John. Yeah, Fastball Vipers suggesting similar. Like, not sure if he's speaking about the past or the present. Interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I love
mean,
it when guys open up about that shit.
regardless, man. I mean, I wish him the best, but for football purposes, I think we've seen enough to know that like it's not somebody that you have to have on your team if you're drafting
Okay.
basketball.
Yep. Nick Chubb pushing up here. We saw the Deonta Foreman one yesterday. We haven't talked about that one, which was looked bad. Let's say that.
I mean, I didn't see.
Like,
I mean, it sounds bad. I didn't like
yeah, it sounds
see
bad.
an injury or anything, but yeah, it does. Yeah, hopefully he's. I mean, he's been. They said he has all movement in his extremities, so that's good.
What do you think about a little Josh Downs here, or we could go into that Cleveland thing even harder?
Let's do Downs.
Okay.
Downs,
like
I
it.
think, provides us some nice production that can buoy us if we need to wait a little bit to get some work from
Bring back off
Lad,
Neighbors too.
from Ladder BTJ, and
Yeah.
potentially Neighbors. Foreman already back
Um,
at practice? Is that real?
Pardon me.
That's
Who was?
nuts.
Wow, Miles St. Foreman's back at practice. Is that what you're alluding to? Wow.
Mm-hmm. But
That
I'm
is
not
crazy.
so sure.
GM to our guy Chad in here. GA saying without injury, Lloyd usage all comes down to his pass pro because Packers know Dylan can protect Love. Can't argue with that take.
Yeah, I'm very clear. Like, so I want to be clear that I do think that the Lloyd stuff is overblown. I don't have as much Marshawn Lloyd as everybody else does, but I do have more Lloyd than Jacobs just because of the price and the way that drafts are laid out. But like, I think people are wish casting Lloyd to like an absurd degree, and I just find it really confusing. Just I just simply cannot get on board. Like, I'm drafting Lloyd with like my own expectations. I think people are drafting Lloyd with much loftier expectations for his role and his usage right out the gate. Like, they just, I mean, I talk about this all the time, but like, I just simply cannot get on board with what people expect for this Packers backfield. I just simply don't understand where it's coming from.
Yep. I mean, I haven't really been clicking his name, to be fair. I mean, he was a part-time player in college and a transfer and whatever. Like, yeah, he's got a flashy, fun skill set, but I guess people were just so bullish on Aaron Jones did well with limited touches in that system. Can this next guy do the same?
I mean, I just think people should watch football. Like,
speaking of watching football, did you watch last night? Oh, we're back up here now.
Real football.
I suggest Justin Herbert, and we might be able to get him to fall, but what's the point?
Yeah, just grab him.
Like my mindset right here is like Herbert, Deshaun on the way back, and we just keep rolling with this train.
Yeah, it's just like what's the point of pushing Herbert for what? Like, yeah. What would be the point there? The risk would just not be worth it.
I mean, it's kind of like we hit this like spot in the draft where it's like, okay, are we going to push him for Lloyd? Like, don't particularly care. We're done at tight end. Push him for some of these receivers. Well, like Burton has bearish news all over him. Demario Douglas just put the non-contact or just took the non-contact jersey off today. Ricky Pearsall might just flat out be the worst pick on the board, worst ADP period.
I disagree with that pretty heavily.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he just, he could be. I don't know, man. Like he could
potentially, but
yeah, he could just be a flat zero. But I don't know.
That would be. I mean, it would be just like the Niners to make their first round pick a flat zero, but we're gonna find out this weekend, I think, if he's a good pick or not.
Okay. I like that. That's fair. Oh man, I was wearing my That's Fair shirt the other day when we were on Davis's stream, and he didn't even notice.
Your mic
I tried to.
covers up the pocket. Do you
That's
want to do?
true. That's true.
Do you want to do? Oh no, yeah, we have the Cleveland stuff. We got to go Watson.
Yeah, we got the double Cleveland. Um, and then I think you can make this a 2 quarterback build. Something that I've been doing recently that was also a question in the chat here from where was it? From Paul here was the all the smoke around the field stuff. I've just been tacking on naked fields or fields with Warren or something like that in the last round because of the ceiling potential. Maybe this isn't the team for it when you have Deshaun and Herbert, but I don't really care what the build is. I don't mind spending a roster spot on Justin Fields right now.
Yeah, I think he's one of the better 18th round picks right now. And my thoughts on the Steelers, and maybe this is boring, I don't know. Whoever's the week 1 starter, I think is like 75% likely to hold that job the entire season. Just because I think the Steelers are going to be like pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, they're gonna be
Not
confident enough.
offensively. They're not going to score a ton. Like they're not going to be good because of their offense, but I think they're going to have a really good offensive line. I think they're going to run the ball very well, very effectively, and I think their defense is going to be a big time problem. And that to me is a formula for a team that is going to probably be winning a good amount of games and also have their quarterbacks in positions to not lose them games either. If that does go awry and the defense is not as good as I think, and the offensive line does struggle, that is what I think it would take for a quarterback change. Personally, I am drafting Justin Fields a lot though. I think this cap injury opened the door for Fields to win the job for sure.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree with you on all fronts there. I do like the take of whoever wins the job can run with the job because they do have aspirations of winning now. Our guy Kobe Shorts suggesting that there is the new contest up in the lobby right now. You got eyes on that thing, Nez, before we make a pick here?
I'm working on it.
All right. We will get some eyes on that.
You were up. I saw a light blue.
We're almost up here. So
4 entry max, $8.
Oh,
30, 200K, 30K to first.
Engage 8. What do you think about Michael Wilson?
Love Michael Wilson.
Yeah. I mean, everything we're hearing about Quentin Johnson, I know he stacks, is just so bearish.
Absolutely not. Quentin Johnson, no. No.
I clicked him in the 18th round on a team yesterday. And I was like, fuck, it's like 60 picks at ADP, but does it even matter? I don't know. We're kind of pushing into that territory of like draft season of like you can get yourself caught by being like over tapped in versus like under tapped in.
100%. Right. Because there's ranges of outcome that seem impossible that are possible. Right.
Right. Yeah.
But QJ belongs down there.
Mm-hmm.
He sucks. But like,
what's the difference in Slayton and QJ, or what's the difference in
Slayton's better?
Right. Yeah. But I just mean in terms of like ADP and where they line up here.
Of course.
I'm ready to just start clicking dudes that I like.
Okay. 2373. We're gonna need some running backs here.
Yeah, what do you think? Antonio Gibson or Khalil Herbert?
Gibson, because he's he's a bring back for Herbert for week 17. So.
Oh yeah, good shout. Yeah. That's a good tiebreak. That's a good tiebreak right there.
Yeah, that'll work.
I mean, I don't know if people saw the draft. It didn't get much engagement last night, but I tweeted out one of the ones that like the scroll the F down draft that I did last night. And like the back end of the BBM, I mean, there was the last 2 rounds of the board were just guys that haven't been drafted at all. It was wild.
That was dope.
I was like, man, we are really pushing into this like round 14 through 18 is just going to go haywire and crazy on any given day based on news, right?
Yeah, and maybe I can't remember if that was how it was last year, but I think that's probably sharp that like we see that 14 rounds 14 through 18 just looking vastly different every draft is like I think that's a sign of the field being sharp question mark.
Mhm.
Like why would we be
Yeah,
tied to these ADPs back here when like the hit rates are so low and like what it just
right.
doesn't really we preach into the choir here.
Yeah. No, it's a good shout there. Um
The
yeah.
Dash End is a pretty fun contest, man. So yeah, it's another 4 max,
Uh-huh.
$8. If you make the finals, you get $300. So that's almost 100x on your max fees. And another one where no money back until the semifinals.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, I love the experimentation here.
Mhm.
Nez, we can kind of do whatever the F we want here. Malachi Corley staring us in the face here. Some of these other dust running backs.
I like Braylon Allen here.
Let's do it. You think
On the
Braylon
paywall
Allen? I
yesterday,
mean,
Nick kind of caught me, in a bad process with my portfolio where
why is that?
because I'm lighter on Brees than I want to be. I am gonna like probably course correct that. I'm not like I do want a lot of Bijan, but um because I'm light on Brees, I need more Braylon than I currently have. Like I have this like stance of no Bijan, take Algier in my drafts right now when like I need to be applying that to um
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You're like
to
thinking through
Brees and
the.
Braylon.
Yeah. Thinking through the leverage lever of doubling down on the bet you've already made.
Hmm.
Yeah. Which I mean is a risk tolerance exercise in of itself, whether it's right or wrong. Because the implication of like Brees beating like Bijan beating Brees doesn't necessarily imply that Jets running back smashes or auxiliary Jet running back smashes or that Brees has a bad season. So there is like some positive correlation, but like not a ton.
I think
Um
Chark here.
okay. Yeah, Chark getting some camp steam gives us a double stack out there, and then we can kind of go in any direction with the last pick as we see fit.
Yeah, everyone's catching me. 10x, not 100x. Sorry,
10x.
because it's three. You get three. You get three.
You're
300.
getting you're getting clowned worse than I was getting clowned for fake news dump the other day.
Well, at least this is this is from my own source. I'm not quoting
Um,
a screen grab here, but we both took an L on that one.
let's think through. We want this last target to be here. Brett's asking. I don't know if you have a comment for our guy Brett Boy here. He's asking like a 3,000 or 30,000 foot view. That's way higher.
I can
View
give
of
you a
like
three.
weekly winner strategy versus BBM. I think the first one is kind of like winning the flex by a running back, and then the way in which elite quarterback scoring can separate. Not a given that it always separates, but the way in which it can on a touchdown heavy site that is half PPR here. Some game stacking kind of thing and targeting bye weeks for correlation purposes. What else would you kind of like add to that laundry list as?
Yes, I would say if you were going to play weekly winners and you're going to be sweaty about it and try really hard about it, that's why I said that. Because if you're going to play weekly winners and be really sweaty about it, then
Mm-hmm.
what you should be doing is trying to win flex with RB, in my opinion. And you should also be looking to skinny stack only, in my opinion. I really do think that you need to be thinking about threading a very, very small needle when playing weekly winners and not overstacking. Is very important. There's other ways you can do this as well. I know Hayden Winks is a big proponent of trying to win the early weeks, like winning weeks 1 through 4, where our projections
Okay.
are the most confident.
Where did that strategy come from, Nez? Come on. You got to give me some flowers, bro.
I mean, I hear him talk about that all the time. I'm sorry
That was the
if I missed.
original episode we did together. The very first ever weekly winners show when the contest dropped like 2 years ago. We talked through that as
We've
to
done
how it came.
100 shows in between. Then I do apologize. Like my co-host John says, and
Thank you.
originated.
Yeah.
Winning the early weeks.
We got a couple seconds here. I think it should probably be wide receiver. Anyone that's jumping off the board to you?
I think we should do. Let's do Whittington, dude.
All right.
The Whittington Buzz is real.
I mean, what?
Oh no, you got position limited.
Oh my god, because I was auto drafting some of those puppies, and I did set 8 wide receivers as a position limit. Oh, that's fine. It's okay.
Guess we'll have to just smash the field with Justin Fields. That's fine.
Honestly, naked Justin Fields is really fucking fun as like a last round pick. It's really fun.
Who cares?
Coach does love it, dude. Give John his flowers, man. Come on. Basketball Viper referring to Hayden inventing weekly winners, but it's funnier when it just says it like this and you keep the Hayden one out. You just say, I invented it.
Yes. John is the originator.
Okay, where was that one? That was Rottweiler number 1. That's a Badge Bros one here. I'll name that one up. Sorry, go back to any macro strategy on weekly winners for Brett Boy and the people.
I think I basically like covered my thoughts on it. Is like I do like elite onesies, and I am very pro skinny stack in weekly winners and pro winning flex with the running back. So feel free to put together a thinner wide receiver room quantity wise. But yeah, I think skinny stacking, I'll take my L on that. I thought that single QB on slots, trying to hit one of those stacks and then having enough pieces around that could be the move. And it still could be. But I think if you were going to try to optimize like your hit rate and have higher hit rates, then skinny stacking is where it's at. Thanks, Brett.
Like it. Paid asking if we have looked at the Best Ball Explorer page. Would be interesting to see your breakdowns. Nez did it for a brief second on one of our streams and then did a little bit more in depth on a paywall one, but this is definitely something we should explore, Nez, potentially as a paywall stream next week at some point.
Yeah, we can revisit. I'm doing a lot of BBMs from now until then, so we should have some good new info there.
Yeah, cool. And when these slow puppies wrap up, then I'll have like 300 drafts opposed to what I have right now, like 200 or whatever, 180. So that would be a bigger sample for me. Still nowhere close to you, but in general.
Oh, please.
All right, Nez, let's I want to go to these last couple rounds here. I want to look at some names. There's your boy, Dylan Laub, that's getting pushed up here. Cedric Tillman with a nice catch. We're getting the preseason guys getting pushed up. We're getting the Vidal fall. We're getting generic Prince over CEH almost every single time. CEH goes undrafted. The Estime steam continues up here. Dame Pierce is really interesting. Sometimes he goes in the 16th. Sometimes he goes in the 18th. Sometimes he goes undrafted. Same with Tyrone Tracy fits that build as well. We get a Trey Tucker. We get Yoshi Voss, who's going in almost every draft now, because what's the difference in betting on Yoshi Voss versus Burton? Heard some smart people talk about Yoshi Voss as a skill set fits that offense better because they're replacing slot snaps of Tyler Boyd. Hakeem Butler is in that mix as well there. What do you think, Nez, some of these back end late names that we should be clicking or shouldn't be clicking? I see another Theo Johnson one go there. Running with the ones and stuff. Anyways.
I mean, all really good names that you mentioned. Just going to continue to keep my ear to the streets on, any sort of new names that come up. I think you see Deneric Prince go to fully loaded there. I think that he makes a lot of sense right now. Just like all of when I first heard like, oh yeah, Deneric Prince is right behind Pacheco. I was like, no, let me see. I need to see more of this. And since then, that's been consistent. It's consistently been the case that Prince has been number 2 in this offense. You can only assume that is how things are going to go. When the season plays out. So very much into that. Let's see some other names here. I think KJ Osborne is another interesting one too for the Patriots. Decent wide receiver 3 for the Vikings, and probably going to be wide receiver 3 until we get more news on gosh darn it, the other Patriots wide receiver, Kendrick Bourne. So I think we can only assume Osborne is wide receiver 3 there again.
Okay. I
got
a spicy one there, man. I got a spicy take.
Okay.
There's a non-zero chance. So my biggest take associated with New England right now is lowest totals. They could suck. I'm not doing the New England backstack thing like all the quote unquote sharps are doing right now. I get the Drake May ceiling potential outcome. They sound like they're so in love with Jacoby Brissett. They sound like they can talk themselves into winning with defense and Jacoby Brissett right now and playing these ugly, low-scoring games. I think there's a non-zero chance Juju Smith-Schuster leads that team in catches this year. Is it too spicy for you? Is it too spicy?
Come on, dude.
He's getting paid, man. He's getting paid. He's not that old. I don't know, man. I think there's like a non-zero chance that they just go like, yeah, we need professional wide receiver alongside Jacoby Brissett. I don't know, man. He's getting $8 million to play football this year. $10 million cap hit. He's under contract next year. They have a potential opt-out, but he's under contract. He's only 28. We've seen what they do with Devonta Parker for years there. Like, it didn't matter who the next new shiny toy. Granted, different coaching regime, different whatever. But, like, we tried to make N'Keal Harry a thing. We tried to make all these guys a thing there. They just trust these dusty old vets. Juju Smith-Schuster, outlier to lead that team in catches this year.
I mean, you've really outdone yourself this time, John. I don't even.
Oh. I don't know, man.
That's wild, dude. That is wild.
Too wild?
Okay. That is wild. That is wild. He's so done. He is so done. Like,
yeah.
It's not. That's not happening. What I will. Here's. I'll give you a spicy one. This is also very spicy.
Uh-huh.
I think with Gus Edwards kind of being banged up a little bit right now.
Oh, okay. Let's not fully pivot yet. You're going Chargers? I thought you were giving me a take on New England here.
No.
Okay, let's finish the New England one though. I want to ask, like just looking at this depth chart, like I think there's a stronger case that not one of these guys matters. Like, people are losing sight of how many wide receivers are on this roster.
Pop Douglas, Baker, Polk, Bourne, Osborne are like who matters. Thornton sucks. Juju sucks. Like, is Juju just getting cut?
No, because they can't save any money. The opt-out's next year.
Okay.
So, like, my Juju take is, like, he has to stay on the roster. They already gave him a sign-in bonus and guaranteed money. So they gave him $7.9 million signing bonus, Nez.
We don't need to talk about this anymore.
I kind of agree, but because I think the most likely outcome is none of these guys matter, including Polk.
I think that's totally
every
fair.
Single draft.
I think that's totally fair.
Yeah.
This team could absolutely suck. It's just like the opportunity cost is right.
Chargers. Let me hear the spice.
My Charger spice is Gus Edwards, banged up right now. J.K. Dobbins, enough said on J.K. Dobbins. I am drafting J.K. Dobbins, but the J.K. Dobbins is, hey, he's always been hurt. If he gets hurt again, that's trouble. They clearly don't like Isaiah Spiller, even though we have the former coach who tried to recruit him out of college. But I think the Spiller dream is pretty obviously dead. At once upon a time, people thought Jarrett Patterson could be a good running back, and
he had some usable weeks with the Commanders.
In he didn't get much run in he got 0 run last year, literally a redshirt year. But in that 2021 season did something there. He's like the running back. Is he the running back 4 there? So
they have him ahead of Vidal, but
got him ahead of Vidal.
I don't know. Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe for you season-long folks, keep your ear to the streets for Jarrett Patterson for a waiver wire pickup, but because we're gonna want whoever's back there, and there's a chance that these guys all just end up getting like Thanos snapped away, and who's left?
Yeah, it's the backfield is thin, and you have 2 guys that have injury histories in front, and Gus Bus has never fully carried a large workload. So the narrative is there.
Yeah, and like Andrew said in the chat, he's only 24. That is confirmed. That's not fake news. He is only 24 years old.
Very interesting. Okay, I'll hear you out on the scroll there. Matt asking if we can delete the Juju portion before full upload. Do you think, trying to protect the brand?
Is there an Easter egg on this depth chart, by the way, John? Why is the only name? Well, I guess there's a couple name in all caps. It probably means something. I see Hayden Hurst in all caps, and I'm wondering. I was like, is that?
Oh yeah.
Is that an Easter egg?
Let's see. They do tell you at the base what, or at least they used.
Oh, this is from Fantasy Pros. Okay.
No, this one's this is our lads. But there used to be like a designation as to why certain guys
it
had
clearly
things.
Means, yeah.
But I don't. It's in Hayden Hurst is in caps when they write about him too in the profile.
Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, no one's ever said Hayden Hurst before.
Yeah. You don't whisper when you talk about Hayden Hurst.
Absolutely not. That's crazy. Yeah, alpha play. There you go. That's mine. Yeah, no, that's a spicy fun one that I hadn't thought of yet there as a potential. Have you heard any camp news associated with him, or is this just all
that's just deducing?
Yeah, fair enough there.
Kobe Shorts coming to Sean, let me look him up.
Petter Sean. Kobe Shorts coming to my defense. They had Jacoby Myers and they paid Juju the money instead.
From beat writer Chris Rim, I cover the Chargers for ESPN. RB Jarrett Patterson had one of the best plays today, breaking a few tackles for a score in one period that drew a high five from Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, straight from the coach. High five coach narrative. We're so in.
If Jim Harbaugh's giving you a high five, buddy, you're in. You're in the circle of trust. Let's go.
Oh, that's so good. All right, Nez. This is my point in the show that I have to bow out here. We got an hour. Yeah, we had to do an hour early together today. I am still running around like an absolute zoo trying to put stuff together for the wedding, and I have some appointment that I have to meet someone on Nikki's behalf at 11:30 here. So I am going to bow out, but you are going to lead the people down the streets of baseball. You are going to give them the alpha. Why don't you take over for me? Actually, here, I'll read the team out to tie a bow on football, and then you can give the people who today's Vinny P is.
I would love to.
Yeah, 7-game MLB slate with like 60K in prizes. It's a beautiful thing. We did ourselves a 3-5-8-2. We kind of flipped around the second and third round a little bit there to push Neighbors up, but then we still got the Kyron Fall, who is one of my favorite picks on the board right now, but in this 3-5-8-2, Justin Herbert, Deshaun Watson, Justin Fields, which honestly I don't hate, even though we got position limited into it because of my auto draft settings. But we have Kyron, we have Rachaad White, we have Jonathan Brooks, we have Antonio Gibson, and then we have one of the youngest guys. People forget one of the youngest guys in this year's draft class, Braylon Allen there, and then Justin Jefferson, Malik Neighbors, Amari Cooper, a little bit of fall back to the left side of the board, giving us a little bit of uniqueness there in terms of combinations. He seems to be a guy who lives on the right-hand side of the board. Brian Thomas, Lad McConkey, who's getting a little bit of fall due to the Herbert news, Josh Downs, Michael Wilson, DJ Chark, and then we did something that we rarely do with a 2 tight end build that are not of the elite variety, but of that second pushed up tier there, David Njoku and Dallas Goedert. What do you think, Nez?
This is, I think, one of our finest works.
Ooh, wow.
Very, very much into this team. Like if we drafted like we're right, and Kyron and Rachaad White are great picks, then we're surviving until we get the Jonathan Brooks, full speed ahead, and then we're cooking there. Like we potentially some flex weeks from those guys. That room is great. The wide receivers, I think we nailed, right? Like we've got Jefferson really holding it down with some upside in Neighbors. Cooper is good. And then we've got a lot of upside mixed in with those guys as well. The tight end room is solid. Really, it's like, what's this quarterback room going to look like? Or how's it going to play out? That's like the biggest question mark on this team. Otherwise, I think all the other positions are really solid. And I don't do this enough where like I kind of just let my QB room come to me and it's 3 late guys. I want to do that more. That's a goal of mine when I finish out these BBMs. So I like this team a lot.
Yeah, a couple things there. I'm so glad we one of our favorite teams is going to win us $50,000 instead of winning us 1.5 million.
Oh, thank God. It's gonna be so much easier for taxes, John. You're gonna be so glad.
I'm so glad we did one of our favorite teams in a smaller contest than what we normally draft. But this 3 quarterback room, I mean, if you could pinpoint 3 quarterbacks with higher ceilings than these guys from that kind of like 140 onward, I mean, I'd be hard pressed to see it. I mean, maybe Stafford if you do some correlation stuff, but like, we love the Geno stuff here and there. Baker, I mean, like, I just don't see anyone that has the same ceiling as like Herbert, Deshaun, Fields in this back end. And maybe I got blinders on when it comes to some of these rookies and some of their talent. But if you get 8 starts out of Justin Fields on this team, look the fuck out. I really like it. One macro thing that I was noticing last night, Nez, is as people were worried about the Geno injury, as DeAndre Hopkins, who we haven't even touched on today, though, being on the cover, as he falls here, he is down to 87 in this draft. I saw him slide similarly last night. As these things kind of happen, we're naturally going to get this running back tier, this big brick of green to keep sliding up as we get bearish and bullish news on the lads, on the Keon Coleman, on the Nook injury here. Like it's just naturally going to happen. Like Jameson Williams is getting bullish news, so he's going to move up a little bit. Jordan Addison kind of gets like some crazy treatment. He either goes at like 68 or sometimes he goes at 80, like depending on what the room feels. But like this kind of just like macro of this little pocket of the draft board is changing in a big way by like 8 to 10 spots right now. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of fun to see some shakeup in the middle of these drafts. Going to be interesting to see how far Hopkins falls. I would take Curtis Samuel over him as well. Excuse me. So I am with that fall. I don't know where the rubber meets the road for me though on him yet.
Last bit of alpha in the chat from our guy Copper Prices suggesting that each BBM winning team started a late in quotations quarterback in the finals. Kind of interesting there. You're alluding to the fact that Liam started Josh Allen. Just interesting. And he's kind of agreeing with the notion that, 2 of these guys he sees the ceiling for. I imagine the one in which he doesn't is the Herbert one. Actually, I don't know. I thought maybe he was in on Deshaun because he was in on Amari, but maybe not. Okay, Nez, why don't you pop a window up here, and I'm gonna jump out.
I got it, man. All good.
I love this shit when the chat. Yeah, I just made it up. Like I love when Copper and Easy are the two guys who make shit up in the chat the most, and it gets me every single time.
Unbelievable.
All right, there you go, Nez. All right, later everybody. Later, Nez. Good luck in the
Have fun
MLB
with your
stream
errands.
this weekend. Oh
Thank
yeah,
you, dude.
so
I
much
appreciate it.
fun. I gotta go get ties as well for the groomsmen.
You probably didn't even know you had to wear ties at a wedding.
Dude, I voted no ties. I said no ties. We'll just go open collar. It's summer wedding. What are we doing? Anyway,
That's actually kind of that's sharp, man. That's next level.
We'll see if I get away with that one. All right, peace, guys.
Peace,
Everybody's
Sean.
favorite time of the show, where it continues with just Nez.
I got this. Let me see here. Get you out of here. I'm looking for a different overlay. There he is. He's out of here. What's up, everybody? It's me. Yeah, I'm going to talk some baseball today. But first, we have to pile on to the Jarrett Patterson call. I found this account, Liam Murphy on Twitter. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but he reposted this from Chargers Beat. Gus not practicing. Dobbins and Jarrett Patterson running with the ones. Okay. I'm in. I just needed a victory lap that. All right, let's go ahead and did I miss the RB1 J.K. Dobbins discussion? Not really. I was trying to make a case for my boy, Jarrett Patterson. Let's get my music up, guys. Let's get some music up and look at the slate for the first time. I haven't really done any main slate stuff because I was busy getting in my early slate entries, which I have maxed. I finished. I think those are not being dropped. Okay, I guess. Oh yeah, I got this. You guys ever get this? Sometimes you just get that when you try to max enter. So let me try this again, and then we can look at the main slate because this one is just 15K for the early slate. Got to get these entries in. Let's see here. Okay, we are good. 1, 2, 5, 8, 11 game main slate, unless we chop this off. 7 game main slate, yes. So we don't have these last 4 games on here. So no Angels and Mets, no Phillies and Mariners, no Rockies and Padres, and no Dodgers and A's. So I'm going to be in on this night slate. This will be a fun one. Let's look at the weather. Can I make this better? Let's just do this for now. Okay. Early slate, just some things here, but I think it's going to be okay. You know Roth, man. If you've been following us and you follow Roth, you know he's very conservative with his forecasts. So just keep this in mind. For the Yankees game, moves in early, could mean late start. So got to watch out for this one. The Yankees are facing Kevin Gausman versus Marcus Stroman, former Blue Jay. So watch out for that, especially because we're going to be drafting a lot of Judge and Juan Soto. Giants at Reds is a yellow. Got to watch out for this one because there's going to be a lot of people drafting this game as well. Late start or early delays possible. Nothing to worry about here. This is going to be fine. And Atlanta, he always struggles with Atlanta. So just keep that in mind as well as we move forward here. I wonder if this looks a little better. Trying to fix my screen a little bit there. That actually did something. Okay. We'll go to the lineups page on excuse me. Sorry, guys. Looking at Roto Grinders lineups page here. checking out the main slate. First game here, like we said, got to watch out for this weather. Blue Jays at Yankees. 5 implied run total for the Yankees, 4 for Gosman in Yankee Stadium here. I gotta watch out for this one here, but I'm gonna draft it as though it'll play. And Vlad is like super hot right now, so I do like Vlad, but I don't really like much else from the Blue Jays here. I don't see them being a priority target for me. On the Yankees side, I like obviously Soto and Judge. I would do Verdugo if he's going to lead off as well, and definitely Jazz. I haven't checked ADP yet, so I don't know how priced up the Yankees stacks are, but the Yankees are very interesting in Yankee Stadium against Gosman. Am I back? Sorry about that. I'm assuming I'm back, unless everybody just left. Are we stacking Red Sox or not? Red Sox against Arena? Hell yeah. We're absolutely stacking that. Okay, Giants at Reds. So Blake Snell versus Andrew Abbott. I guess I got to see if we got Canna in the player pool today, because that's a big one. But with these trade deadline acquisitions, it takes the stat provider like forever to make. Yeah, Mark Canna's not in the player pool. I missed that trade, to be honest. That's interesting for the Giants. But on the other hand, though, we have Abbott, who has had some nice starts this season, but Chapman, Fitzgerald, Ramos, Schmidt, all very interesting today against Abbott. And then for the Reds, their righties are in play, but I don't like the Reds against lefties because I prefer Ellie from the right side of the plate. However, Candelario can hit from the right side well. Obviously, Steer and India are also good plays today. However, Blake Snell is kind of turning it on. I'm not going to draft a lot of Reds today. You gotta make some stands somewhere. I will have some Reds. If you see me, probably not at the top of the leaderboard, but if you see me drafting Reds, it's because I want a small percentage of them in my portfolio, but definitely going to have way more Blake Snell than I will Reds today. Andrew Abbott also is pretty interesting as well. This is just like the Giants are just such a strange team, very strange team, but Abbott can get some Ks. Orioles and Guardians, 9 implied run total here, 4.5 implied for each team here. Carrasco versus Kramer. Very much into the offenses in this game. Yeah, J-Habs, there is some weather, but honestly, I just fade weather concerns unless they're orange-red. Just keep an eye out on Kevin Roth's page on Roto Grinders. He will have the most up-to-date information for you on that situation. Okay. Orioles and Guardians. Kramer versus Carrasco in Cleveland, where there's the proverbial wind tunnel to right field. May or may not exist, but offense is playing well in Cleveland. So that being said, love these lefties from Baltimore. Love these lefties from the Guardians. I think this clears 9 runs very easily. I'm going to be doing some onslaughts here. I'm going to be mixing in some one-off Cowser, one-off Henderson. Adley's an interesting one, but like Santander for sure. And then for the Guardians, I'm going to be doing a ton of Kwan and Ramirez and Naylor today. This is a very fun game. Going to have a lot of exposure to this game. 5.6 implied runs for Atlanta is pretty nuts against Valente Biozo. Good luck, buddy. Not going to have anybody from the Marlins today, most likely. Tried to do that yesterday and get cute, and it's not worth it. Just take your L if the Marlins are who you need. Now on the Braves, gonna have a lot of Braves. I like Soler at the leadoff. Just him and Atlanta too. I think, bro science, but maybe he just didn't like that Giants locker room. He's got some familiarity here with the Braves, with some former teammates. They basically got the gang back together. So very much into the Braves today. Let's see here. Red Sox and Rangers. This is a good one here. Crawford versus Arena. I am surprised that the Rangers are not favored, or that the Rangers are, I'm sorry, that the Red Sox are not favored more in this one. Oh, Soler's out. Did they put out that lineup already? I'm out of sorts. I'll have to check up on that lineup. Red Sox and Rangers, though, in Texas. Not like a huge boost for ballpark. Definitely a downgrade from Boston, but facing a right-hander, Arena is not good. Oh wait, what is Soler a Giant in the player pool? For fuck's sake, man. So no Soler today. Red Sox and Rangers. Love the Red Sox today. I do not respect Jose Urena, and I love Jarren Duran. I'm going to have so much Jarren Duran today. A lot of Abreu, a lot of Yoshida, and a lot of Devers for me today. And I like to throw in some Dom Smith in that as well. For the Red Sox, or for the Rangers, Cutter Crawford's kind of nice. So this is going to be a tough one for me. I don't know how much the Rangers will be gotten to in drafts, but they're kind of heating up a little bit. I need to wait and see on the Rangers. If the Rangers are being drafted a lot, then that's going to be a no thank you from me. But if they're going overlooked, then I will definitely mix up my Rangers today for sure. This is a pretty fun slate, just right off the top. This is a very fun slate. Rays, Astros, Kikuchi on the mound, Baz on the mound. 7.5 implied run total here. A lot of disrespect to the Astros here. They can get to Baz. They're at home. This is they're not. I wonder what the field is doing. I should just look at ADP, but we will look at it in a second. It's kind of tripping me up. Cardi also is in agreement that like the Astros are mid today, but I disagree here. I would definitely attack the top of this lineup, throwing a little John Singleton as well. For the Rays, right-handed Rays against Kikuchi seems nice. Some Yandy, some Morel, big time. Jose Siri, former Astro, swinging for the fences every single time he's up to bat. Very much like that. And then the last game for us on this slate is White Sox and Twins. RIP the White Sox. We hardly knew ye. Less than 3 runs implied for the White Sox. So Joe Ryan going to be very, very highly drafted, as he should be today. Give me these lefties for the Twins, along with Byron Buxton. So Royce Lewis, Wallner, Buxton, Kepler, Larnick. I honestly don't know if Willie Castro is better from the right or left side, so let me look that up. T-Bear like Simeon today. All right. Castro's just a good hitter in general. From the left side, he's better from the right side today, from this season at least. For his career, yeah, he's better from the right side of the plate. So Kepler, Royce, Wallner, Buxton, Larnick for me. Santana is also better from the right side of the plate. That's fun. Let's look at this night slate, man. Because I love when the Angels host baseball games. People don't think of the Angels as like a fun offensive environment, but I love it. This is super fun. Tyler Anderson versus Paul Blackburn. I love both sides of this. I still don't think we're going to see Rengifo. Going to wait for this lineup. Do not expect to see him. So not as excited about the Angels today, but Paul Blackburn is fine, not great. He can be gotten to. The Mets, however, lefty killer Lindor. Nimmo is good. Left, like, no matter who he's facing. Martinez, Alonso, Vientos. This, like, I'm going to have so many Mets on the late slate if I can get to them. Dodgers and A's. We got Estes versus Gavin Stone, 8.5. I'm surprised that they're giving Gavin Stone so much respect here. 3.8. Yeah, this seems like a very fun A's slate. Man, I hope everything's okay with Freddie Freeman. Still not back yet. I haven't really looked into what's going on there. I just know he's on the family emergency list, so I hope that he's okay. I'm going to have a lot of A's. Rockies at Padres, not a game that I'll be getting to a ton, but Bogarts is heating up. Profar is better from the right side of the plate. Manny Machado is balling as well. So I'll definitely get to the Padres here. A little less on the Rockies, but watch Doyle go off after he let me down yesterday in such a big way. And then Phillies at Seattle. So Seattle's just like the worst place ever to hit in. But Brian Wu equals great matchup for Schwarber and Harper. And then it's a bunch of righties going against Tyler Phillips, who had a nice start. Wow, okay, his son is like super sick. Man, that's a bummer. Really hope that this kid's okay. But yeah, the night slate, A's, I'm probably not going to diversify a lot in the night slate. It'll be A's, Mets, some Angels for me, and then Phillies for sure. But Phillies might be overdrafted, so maybe I'll just say like nah to the Phillies too. What do you guys say? Let's get in a draft. See what this main slate's all about. See what people are doing. It's always important to figure out what the field is up to. One more to draft with me. All right. These new NFL best ball slates or contests are super fun, but I'm on the clock in 18 slow drafts right now, so I need to, eat my veggies before I enter any of those new drafts. There we go. Got the gang in here. Got Mike in here. I don't know this guy. Brofist Brad. Holding the rock. T-Box. Crash Rich. Let's see what T-Box is up to today. See what he's building. Okay, we'll do a pick'em after this for sure. Man, that's a bummer that these deadline guys are just not available to be picked. Who do we hold responsible for that? Well, I know it's like the stat provider, but like we need to get on their ass a little bit. It's been days since the deadline. We need to be able to play these guys. Okay, I did not look at ADP at all. Schwellenbach up here? All right. Ooh, I'm going to have a shit ton of Joe Ryan today, aren't I? Yeah. And wow, Blake Snell all the way down here, man. That's ooh, buddy. I'm going to have so much Blake Snell today. I can't believe that. Okay. first 5 picks are Judge, Gunnar, Devers, Ozuna, and Juan Soto. I'm taking Joe Ryan, and I'm taking Jose Ramirez. Man, pitching is just very, very wrong and mispriced today. My dinger advance rates are not great. I think I have 2 moving on right now. As many dingers advancing as I have perfect games. So 2 perfect games advancing, 2 dingers advancing. Thank you. Good context there. No idea how that happens either. I got an eliminator advancing. This eliminator team is pretty dope. I'm hanging on by a thread, but like it's a good team. Steele, Bassett, Hunter Brown, Shota, Kikuchi, Gavin Williams, Taj Bradley, and Kenta Maeda. Like obviously this isn't like fantastic. Kramer, Gunnar, Royce, Josh Naylor, Will Smith, and Brian Hayes actually scoring for me is hilarious, but this is a very dirty, very, very dirty infield. And then Otani, Adolis, Castellanos, Lane Thomas, Wyatt Langford, Matt Wallner. I love this eliminator team. Probably my favorite team left in baseball. Okay, let's evaluate. The fucking Josh Naylor, dude. Give me a break. All right. Jordan being here is a joke. Let's take Jordan. We can do Altuve. Stephen Kwan is going to go nuke tonight. Let's get the Altuve stack. We'll get Kwan as well on this team, most likely. And then we can also look at doing some Rangers backstack as well. Let's check out what Derek Carty is thinking for the main slate tonight. He's got it pretty flat. He likes the Twins. He likes the Orioles. He likes the Yankees. He likes the Giants. He likes the Braves, the Red Sox, and the Guardians. I mean, he's pretty flat. Rangers, he likes as well. A little bit of a separation between the Rangers and Guardians, not by much for him. It's still early to count your dinger chickens. They have not hatched yet. We still have Saturday and Sunday for 2 start weeks to be had, and there's a lot of offense yet to be scored as well. So, be patient. Be patient on those. My 2 advancing dinger teams, I'm not going to look at them because they're bad. Like my 2 probably worst remaining teams are advancing right now. Kind of funny how that works. All right, so this guy's going backdoor Cleveland. Knock your fucking self out there, buddy. We're going to pivot. We'll do Matt Wallner. Maybe a one-off Matt Wallner. And then we'll do Bregman. That was fun. Yeah, I'm going to have a ton of Joe Ryan. Let me, we'll do this in real time. What do you say? Let's build ranks. So the ranks that I'm going to build right now, I will auto draft 20 teams with. I'll start off with Aaron Judge. I don't think Gunnar needs to be up there. I'd rather do this. This is just like crazy that Duran is down here. That is really bad. I'm gonna have so much Jarren Duran. Okay, so these are ranks in the way that I'm building these out is I anticipate auto drafting like 20 teams, and it could be more depending on how much variety I get in these results. Schwellenbach I do like. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see what offense is below here. Yeah, I like Santander. I like Jose. I like Jazz. And then let's add in my next bout of pitchers here. So the idea is like if I get a top 3 pick, I'm taking one of these guys. If I miss out, I want Joe Ryan. Like I'm not going to have any White Sox. I want to make sure that I get a good pitcher there. And then we'll put Schwellenbach, even though like he's like not my favorite, to be honest. And then Blake Snell behind him. Kikuchi's out of the player pool. That's so annoying. God, dude. That needs to be fixed. It's been days since the trade deadline. We need that needs to be, that just straight up needs to be correct. I get that it's not an Underdog problem, but it is an Underdog problem. I know it's not their fault, but you need to put some, we need to reach out to the stat provider, put some heat on their ass and get this fixed because it needs to be correct. Let's add for a backup pitcher here. Like, just in case I miss, we'll do Marcus Stroman. Or actually Abbott. And then Stroman. Okay, so top 15 picks are good. And then I will build out a stack that I am looking to hit first. I do like the Twins today. Who do I like the most today, though? Probably Guardians. Naylor, Quan. Get those guys queued up. See who else we need to be looking at from Cleveland. Lane Thomas will probably still be up high. Okay, we'll throw Lane Thomas in there. You're joking, right? Okay, never mind. Okay, we'll do Jordan, Roy. So this will kind of just be best player available. And I'm honestly fine with that. Yoshida's been super hot. Let's throw him in there. Yeah. I really don't understand it. We'll throw Seager in there. Altuve. I know. Yeah. Thomas was on the slate yesterday. Okay, who's chilling down here that I should consider? Adolis. Let's do Simeon, Langford, Josh Smith. Nate Lowe is like my back end stack partners. Okay, so I'm literally going to go to Fastball Friday. I've done 99. See you guys in there. Okay. Let's build a pick'em, and then we'll call it a show. collapse that. Thank you very much. All right. Let's talk dingers, shall we? What is Matt Wallner's home run? He's not listed. Royce Lewis is a 2X. No. Let's look at okay, Jose Siri's 4X. Jose Siri, dude, all he does is swing for the fences. Let's do Siri and Morel. Okay, paid. Let's look at Helio. 2X to hit a home run. I'd rather just take like the fantasy points, right? He can smash and not hit a home run, but 7.5 fantasy points is like nothing. Check out these other Giants because Cardi does like them quite a bit. What is up with the wind in Cleveland today? Because holy shit. That is wild, man. They just think Ab's going to get crushed, huh? Let's do this. Let's do a little stack of Rays against Kikuchi, right-handed Rays hitting into the Crawford boxes, and then we've got Giants beating up on the Reds. That looks fun, doesn't it? Yeah, Beastworth, these home run multipliers are crazy, but like no matter where you look, home run prices, you really gotta look around and find your best edge for those for sure. This is what I'm playing. I like this. I feel good about this. I feel really good about this. Not financial advice, of course. We're playing for fun. This is a game of skill, but I do feel great about this one. So if you're playing along and it hits, let's all celebrate and pop bottles together. What do you say? All right, it is 1:40, guys. I'm going to go ahead and call this a show. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for hanging with us, even while John is calling Juju Smith-Schuster the pole position leader to lead the Patriots in receptions. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. 42, 43 in here. Yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you guys in Discord. I'll see you in the lobbies. Best of luck tonight. And anything else, just hit me up. As always, appreciate you guys. Peace.